I am the author of the book, Superior Results, Maximizing the Value of Your Family Office Just Like the Super Rich. Today, I will be talking about the private wealth reset, how I am helping clients of the wealth management industry take control and maximize value. Hi, I'm Mark Fujiwara, and this is my Oxford Talk. My family owned a very large Chinese restaurant in San Francisco. At 6 years old, curious and geared with my highly mathematical brain, I asked my mom in my limited first grade vocabulary the makeup of the restaurant's financial statement, how they made money. My mom was an amazing teacher. And on that one day, way back when, she gave me a perfect answer for a first grade level of understanding on revenue, expenses, and profit. Then I asked her, what made the revenue and profit numbers jump so much in just one night? And she answered, filling up that top floor with the capacity to hold 500 diners. My mom told me the driver of getting people to dine at the top floor was my Uncle Park. Yes, that gem of an uncle who drove me to school every single day, then whisked off to work to fill that top floor up. Shortly thereafter, I got to see how he worked. Uncle Park, he sat in the middle of a bustling coffee shop in the heart of Chinatown. Now, he was not talking about our restaurant nor our food. No PowerPoints, no laminated pictures of our top floor, no samples of our delicious Peking duck. In fact, he was barely doing any of the talking. He was asking questions to all of the people around him, asking about their families, their lives, their businesses. That's how he filled the big upstairs dining area. These people's families filled it with their large celebration because in Chinese culture, when a family member turns 30 days old, gets married, or passes away, the family invites everyone they know, filling the top floor to capacity. And when it came time for the family to have their banquet, my uncle already knew everything about the family, what they wanted, the environment to be created, the right options of food and drink, and at a cost that fit their budget to pay their massive party. I will never forget my very first experience of watching a big banquet on the very top floor of our restaurant. As I'm climbing the 90 stairs to get there, I hear the buzzing chatter of hundreds of happy guests and feel the joyful energy. I finally get to the top floor, and there are close to 500 guests, 50-something tables, and the happy diners who haven't even been served food just yet. Then the kitchen door cracks open. I hear the bustling, the sizzling, and the smell of the shark fin soup, Peking duck, and our signature dish, steak cubes with bok choy. The wait staff, including all the full-time waiters, my dad, all of my 8 uncles, and some of my older cousins almost jump out of the kitchen all at the same time with 2 dishes in each hand. Each of the 50 tables is served what seems like simultaneously. The goal is attained. I watch in awe for the next 30 minutes. It is like a symphony. Each teammate doing exactly what they need to do with precision like a Swiss watch. The energy and joy expands with each dish presented to the tables. It is almost like the top floor is shaking with pure joy. And it is a funeral. Not what you expected, huh? That is the power of juxtaposition in what is possible. We expect funeral goers to be somber. In the private wealth space, they expect something like jargon, massive PowerPoints, lengthy proposals with an overwhelming number of graphs, and bad news. I strive to get the exuberant funeral goer crowd response in the private wealth space. And I model myself after my uncle and how our restaurant delivered exceptional value to each family at a pivotal time at the right cost, which is how I came about with the private wealth reset. You or a close family member of yours are probably a client of the private wealth industry, which means you deal with one or more professionals who manage and advise you on your wealth through investment, business, tax, or estate planning. Now, would it surprise you if I were to tell you in the private wealth industry that the methodology to serve most people is limited? The whole industry has always been structured in a way that gives the advantage to the professionals. Would it surprise you that the service levels are only gradually changing in the client's favor? This is why the private wealth reset is going to change the paradigm of wealth management. My uncle was able to create a culture of happiness, love, and intimacy. And that's what we do with our clients. For those of you who work with investment professionals, these professionals have a fee structure. If you're giving them a certain amount of money to manage, it's a certain percentage fee. Every time you give them significantly more money to manage, the fee percentage drops. Now, conversely, if your investments lose money, thus lowering the value of the assets managed, your fee percentage goes up. Now, these are called breakpoints. They are arbitrary and are usually the same for every client of that specific investment professional. And because the fees are focused only on the investment assets managed by that professional, the bulk, if not all the advice is focused around investments. As in my family restaurant, there were no breakpoints or set package prices. We price each big banquet specific to the family because each family, each celebration are unique in its own. Another perspective on this. You're working with a trust and estates lawyer or a high net worth accountant, and they are going to tell you what they charge. Did you know that with almost all these professionals that their fees are arbitrary and discretionary as well? They are usually in the form of package pricing. And similar to breakpoints with investment professionals, this leads to a cookie cutter type of approach. What's happening is that the super rich, the wealthiest families in the world, are resetting how this all works. They are being served at the highest level, favoring them, not the professionals. They're enabling people like you to take advantage of what they've been doing. With a little bit of effort on your part, which comes down to awareness and asking the right questions, you can get so much more out of these relationships, not only in what it costs, but also in how you work with these people. Let me explain to you what superior results are, which, by the way, is the name of my book. Superior results are just like having that perfect banquet. From the 8 perfectly planned courses to having everything and anything that your family celebration would need at a good value cost. When you work with a traditional wealth manager, each firm has its own guidelines and breakpoints that have nothing to do with intimacy or human connection. So everyone is asking themselves, does that cost make sense for the value I'm receiving? Instead of, do I trust this person to care about my family? Most of the time, they realize that the value to cost is actually not as good as it should be because it's just not designed to actually benefit the client. So what's happening is when I work with the super rich, we incorporate the steps that have to be taken on their part, and my clients, they get superior results. We make sure they're getting the exceptional value for the price that makes sense. Same as Uncle Park and our restaurant. And there is a reason why we had so many repeat banquet families. What's happening is that I am taking this and not only working with the families worth hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars, but I'm taking it to families worth considerably less. Actually helping these families understand what they need to do to get all the results they want most cost effectively. You have to be part of this process. It is not in your best interest to agree to whatever your advisor recommends to you. One of the most basic questions you need to ask when they give you some advice, when they present you some position, or when they give you some solution, ask them why. Why that advice? Why that position? Why that solution? There are select elite professionals, some of whom I closely deal with, who ask the right questions and get their clients superior results. And you can be one of those professionals too. I run a family office for a select number of families. A family office is an expert coordinator of experts. Our job is to understand everything you want to accomplish, the outcomes you're looking for, and provide you with the most viable solutions possible with assistance from our select, highly vetted, elite professionals. Most professionals will ask questions only geared towards their own service or product and base the meeting around what they are trying to sell the client. There are others like myself who take the Uncle Park approach and ask questions about you, your family, your business, your desired outcomes, and what's most important to you. With this extensive knowledge and resources to elite professionals, this ensures you get superior results. Now from here, you have three choices, three perspectives. One, you're absolutely sure you're getting the most cost-effective solution and you're not missing anything. If you have that, congratulations, you're in the minority by any standard. Two, you actually know you're not getting the best solutions and you're probably overpaying your private wealth professionals, your attorney, your accountant, your advisors. And on top of it all, it's not working. Again, that's actually the minority if you know that. And if that's the case, you might want to seriously reconsider what you're doing. And three, you don't know, like most people, if you're getting the best answers. You don't know if your solutions are right. You don't know how this is going to work out for you in the long run. And you don't know if you're overpaying. We recommend that you take a good look at this. Probably get a second opinion on what you're doing. And then you can make smarter decisions subsequently. Most people fit in the I don't know category. So you have to think about it for yourself and ask, where do I fit? Unless you're absolutely sure things are working perfectly with all your professionals, you might really want to consider how to have a private wealth reset and create a family office caliber team of your own. You can step into your banquet hall today and have the happiness, joy, intimacy, and wealth you deserve.